Hi, my name's Kevon Owen. This is my friend Jack Smith. We're both mental health therapists. And when you're a counselor, you get asked a lot of questions. This is a question that I was asked the other day, and I answered it, but I'd love to hear Jack's answer to it and maybe give an answer to you as well. How do you talk to your young children about death?
About death?
Well, they've lost a loved one. How do you tell them? What do you say?
I think first off, it depends on what you believe when it comes to spirituality and the afterlife. I don't know how to answer that question for an atheist or a Buddhist. I know how to answer that question as a Christian. The first thing I would talk about is just that eternal security and helping your young one understand that death is just another phase of life on this earth and that it's not over. That actually death, if you're a Christian and you have eternal security, is welcomed, as Paul would say, because you're going to heaven to be with your Creator. What better option could you have? So even though we might not want to die, death, if you are a Christian, actually leads to a better thing. And that's the first thing I would probably tell them to help them understand that first.
Yours was a much better answer. The answer that I gave is speak on their level, use words that they understand, but explain it. They're not here anymore. They're not coming back, and that's okay. As Jack was saying, if they are a believer, if they are with Christ, they're in a much better place where there's no pain, there's no suffering, in a perfect, sinless, painless place.
Absolutely.
Man, that's a hard question. How else would you talk to a little kid about death and dying?
I would probably also, most little kids, if the relationship was good, let's say it was a grandfather and they had good memories, I would also try to remind them to think about those memories, because a memory of somebody is whatever you want to make it. So I would always remind them of the good memories, and also I would try to appeal to them in a way that, what do you think your grandfather would have wanted you to do with your life? Because most of the time that's going to be something good, it's going to be something positive, and that can actually give them some sort of a motivation to please that loved one that passed in a way that they wouldn't be able to before.
Yeah, I like to tell parents that it's important to allow your kids to feel what they're feeling, allow them to express what they're feeling, and understand there is no manual for these little people to deal with these feelings that they've got. It may look like anger, it may look like tantrum, but really it may be sadness and grief. Luckily for me, Jack knows what to say, luckily for me, it's more so about being there, being that steady, healthy example of how to get through a natural part of life. That goes a long way, but mourn with them. One of the greatest tragedies I see when doing counseling for death and bereavement is when people they solemnly switch into like vigilant mode and they take care of tasks and they don't mourn with their family.
Right.
Then a few weeks pass and their family's mourned and they're hitting the grief part by themselves. No, this is a time for a family to grow together and to become stronger and to really learn from each other.
I agree. I think also the thing about fear, the unknown, that's what death provides to you, is the fear of the unknown. You don't know what it's like. So that's the first thing I would do, is to take the fear aspect out of death and just to make it, not that it's normal, but it is, because it is a phase of life. As soon as we are born, we already know that there is an expiration date, and that might seem morbid, but again, if you're a Christian, it's not. It's about spending the time you have here in a positive way that's going to impact the kingdom of God. So I really think that taking the fear out of the idea of death will help them understand that in a more relative way, that they're not going to be freaking out about it or really sad about it, because I think the only reason you would be super sad is if you really just didn't understand it.
One of the therapy modalities is existential therapy. And one of the things that it pushes, one of the things that it teaches, is to make the life of your loved one mean something. Honor them. Live for the person who can't live before. Those memories that you have, particularly the good ones, those are a blessing and a gift. They don't have to become sad just because somebody died. Take this opportunity, especially with your little person, and teach them how you're going to honor this person who's not here.
Absolutely.
If this helps, or if you need any help talking to your kids about things like death, you can call Jack or myself. We'd love to help.